you guys might recall several months ago, I went and shared a few updates about me personally outside of the channel. One of the biggest updates that I had for you guys was the addition of a new tattoo that I received from the Pokemon series. Now, I've seen a number of videos like this here on YouTube where people share different tattoos that they receive from video games, movies, TV shows, whatever it might be. And I figured for a change of pace, because I've made content similar to that before, I wanted to show you guys all 6 tattoos that I currently have as of this video's filming. I've shown off probably 2, I believe, in the past. The Meteor logo I have, as well as the first Pokemon one that I received. But I want to take this video in a bit of a vlog format, because I do like it, and I enjoy sharing this kind of stuff with you guys here on the channel, outside of the retro game reviews and everything else we do. I want to show you guys each one of the 6 that I have, and explain why I got them, and maybe a little bit of the history behind them. So, without any further ado, I'll show you guys my video game tattoos. I'll throw up some photos here as the video goes on too, so you guys can get a better view of them. But the first one that I ever received was back in April of 2024, and this one should be fairly straightforward because I made an entire video out of it. This is the Meteor logo from the original Final Fantasy VII. So this is actually based off of the original PS1 game, not any of the remake stuff or Rebirth or any of that other stuff. This is the original PlayStation 1 game, the first major turn-based RPG that I played back in 2021. This one was an extremely special one to me because Final Fantasy VII is my personal favorite video game of all time. Final Fantasy VII helped me out a lot in my personal life. It's an awesome video game on its own, introduced me to a lot of other fantastic games, and I wanted to get a symbol of that experience for my favorite game. So April 2024 rolled around, and I ended up going to get the Meteor logo on my upper right bicep. So this is extremely detailed. It turned out to be fantastic, and it was just a great symbol to have from my experience from Final Fantasy VII. Hence the reason why I decided to get that one first. Of course, as time would roll on, I would go and get other tattoos inspired from some of my other favorite franchises. But that's the reason why I got the Meteor logo to begin with, if you didn't catch that video. It's just Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game, and I just absolutely love it. Next one I want to show here is actually on my right forearm, and this one here, for those of you Kingdom Hearts fans out there might recognize it, this is the Oblivion Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 2. At least it was first introduced in Kingdom Hearts 2 to my knowledge, or possibly Chain of Memories. But this is one of the 2 Keyblades that Roxas wields, as well, if you guys are familiar with that character. I went and got the Oblivion Keyblade, not just as a symbol of Kingdom Hearts as a series that I grew up with, and it's not just a symbol of a series that I enjoyed playing when I was younger, because I played Kingdom Hearts far before I played Final Fantasy, even though I do prefer Final Fantasy personally. But the reason that I got the Keyblade wasn't just because of the Kingdom Hearts series. I went and got it with a close family member of mine. Roxas wields 2 Keyblades, the Oblivion Keyblade and the Oathkeeper, and we ended up getting 1/2 of each Keyblade combo. I got the Oblivion, and they ended up getting the Oathkeeper. So, it's not only a personal symbol of Kingdom Hearts, but it means something to me that I'm still connected to this family member in some way symbolically, because it's a series that we both love, and it's an idea that we had for a long time, and this is ultimately the idea that we settled on. So in terms of sentimentality, this one here, while Kingdom Hearts isn't my favorite game series or anything on those lines, it means a lot to me personally. This is the one that I made the full-blown video on several months ago now, just because of how big and detailed it was at the time. But if you guys are Pokemon fans, you'll recognize this one as Liko from the Pokemon Horizons anime. This is based off of fan art that I came across a while ago, because I wanted to get something from the Pokemon Horizons anime series. And this features Liko and 2 of her Pokemon, Sprigatito and Terapagos from the show. As you can see, this one's extremely big, has a detailed background. The background of it itself is based off of one of Terapagos' self-defense moves of some sort. An incredibly detailed one of Liko and her Pokemon once again. And this one is incredibly large, taking up most of my upper left bicep. The reason that I chose to get this one was because I wanted a major symbol of the Pokemon anime. Because I started going for a Pokemon sleeve, as you guys are going to see more and more as this video goes on. But Horizons was the one anime series that got me back into watching Pokemon on TV. I know a lot of people are a big fan of Ash Ketchum, and a lot of people love him. I've seen several people in the community have Ash Ketchum tattoos, but While I like Ash as a character, the original Pokemon anime, there's a reason I fell off of it many years ago. It got really repetitive, the adventures weren't really sticking the landing for me, and Ash as a character was great, but he never really evolved and grew. But as I watched the Horizons anime, the more photos I saw of it online for promotional material, the more episodes that I watched through Netflix, I came to love and appreciate it, and I absolutely love Liko as a protagonist, where they're going with this character's story, how her growth and evolution throughout the show is continuing on, from being this meek person to being someone standing up against the forces of evil, and actually having a pretty good underlying story and development arc, to the point now where the Horizons anime is now doing a one-year time skip. I'm not a huge anime guy, but I've always been a big Pokemon fan ever since I was a kid, and this tattoo here was meant to symbolize my love for the Horizons anime, and was a little bit bigger than expected. I really do love this one as well. I should tell you guys that to finish off the remainder of the sleeve, which takes up a good chunk of my left arm, the rest of these are actually themed around a tattoo that I mentioned a while back as well, surrounding Ruby and Sapphire from the Pokemon Adventures manga. I've made it no secret here on this channel, I've talked about in the past, I absolutely love Generation 3, Hoenn is my favorite region, Pokemon Emerald is one of my favorite games of all time, and in terms of Pokemon media, the Adventures manga is the best storyline, period. I talked about this in a video I did again many months ago, but the short of it is, Generation 3, the Hoenn storyline in that manga is fantastic. Coincidentally, my favorite in the video games and in the manga. But when I was considering ideas to do a Pokemon sleeve, just because of how much I love the franchise, period, I kind of figured as much, why not go for Ruby and Sapphire? Sapphire is my personal favorite Pokemon character, Ruby being a pretty close second, and I figured I would dedicate the rest of the sleeve to getting different portraits or of getting different tattoos based off the two characters. I love the story arc, I love the representation for Gen 3 and Pokemon Emerald. The two characters are fantastic in their arcs, development, and just overall fantastic reads. So, they're my two favorites, so I guess it's kind of natural that I finished off the rest of the sleeve with 3 more of them. So this one here that I ended up getting was actually a fan art I found online of Ruby and Sapphire. This is a black and white one. It turned out to be freaking amazing in how the detailing turned out, considering there's no color attached to it. But it has Ruby, it has Sapphire, and it has 2 of Sapphire's Pokemon from the Adventures manga, Donphin and Tropius, both of which are linked to Generation 3 in some way, at least Tropius is, so another good connection there. Absolutely loved how this piece turned out. This was a fantastic addition. It fit perfectly well up here on the upper part of my arm, and this was the start of the 3 that I would eventually get concerning Ruby and Sapphire. It was absolutely fantastic and just a great addition to the sleeve. This one here might be a little harder to see, but this one is actually of Sapphire from the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire arc from the Adventures manga. So this one's actually based off a manga panel from I think the first book of the Adventures manga, where this is an image of Sapphire, I think she's calling out to a battle scene or something along those lines. But I was doing some research on possible images and whatnot to get. Not only is this one based off an actual panel in the manga, but someone actually took that and colored it in with the appropriate colors of the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire outfits that the Gen 3 Pro tags wear regardless, as well as just Sapphire's design in there, period, with the fangs, which is the only real difference, I would say, from the original Gen 3 Pro tags. But from the games. But in general, though, this one turned out to be amazing. It did fade a little bit because I suffered a pretty bad sunburn a little bit after I got it. But this was just another fantastic addition, and honestly, I love how this one turned out as well. I wanted something from Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Kind of a sense to get this one since Sapphire is my personal favorite Pokemon character. Finally, everyone, this is the last one I have to show you guys as part of the sleeve, the 6th tattoo. This is actually the 3rd one that I ended up getting, so not entirely in chronological order, but this one is on my left forearm. This is another promotional image of Ruby and Sapphire. This one's actually from the original Ruby and Sapphire manga. It's Ruby and Sapphire together along with 2 other Pokemon, Plusle and Minun. 2 Pokemon that I enjoy from the 3rd generation and their role in Pokemon Ranger, the original one. But they also play a pretty big role in the actual storyline. So, this one is absolutely fantastic. I would say, art design-wise, this one's probably the best one out of all the ones that I've gotten. Just purely because of the manga art turned out to be fantastic from the original source, and then translated over to a tattoo, it fit perfectly. So, there's a little bit of, not a ton of wear on it or anything else, but definitely needs a little bit of a retouch. but nothing too horrible on it, all things considered. I absolutely love getting this one as well, and these characters, that generation, means so much to me from my childhood, and given the fact how much I loved and enjoyed the characters from everything concerning Generation 3, from the manga and the video games, it made sense to me to include these characters specifically for the rest of the sleeve. Because while I enjoy Horizons and Liko as a character, like I mentioned before, the rest of the sleeve was dedicated to Ruby and Sapphire for a reason. They're fantastic. Definitely check that out in the manga, by the way. And that is really it for the video, guys. Those are all the tattoos that I've gotten that I wanted to show all of you. All in all, this has been a major project of mine that I've been working on and off for the past several months. I always wanted to get tattoos of things that meant something to me, especially if I was going to undertake going basically an entire sleeve, half sleeve at the very least, of a franchise that I really love and enjoy, like Pokemon. Definitely centered around like Generation 3 and whatnot, as I showed you guys. But these are the ones that I have. Each one of them means something to me personally, whether it be a cool design, personal significance, or a combination of the two. I'm pretty much done with them after this point, but I figured I would show you guys for the video how awesome all these things turned out, and it's something I'm proud to have on me for the rest of my life. It should be a PSA as well when it comes to tattooing. Don't feel pressured to do it. Don't do it just to do it because you have money to burn or you think it's just, ooh, a cool design. Get it because it means something to you, whether it's a symbol, a portrait of a character, or a battle scene, or whatever it might be. Get it because it means something to you personally. But just remember, it's on you for the rest of your life, so you better make sure that you really enjoy it and you like the design. But only get them if you are interested in it and you're once again willing to have it on you forever. But that's it for this video, guys. Now, this one was a little bit different than usual, but I kind of figured I wanted to do a bit of a different one since we're doing a lot of reviews here on the channel recently. Let me know what you guys think about the designs, tattoos, whatever, in the comment section down below. If you guys have any cool tattoos, sleeves, and whatnot you've gotten over the years with some personal stories, I'd love to hear about it in the comment section down below. If you have any of those experiences, give the video a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to keep up with future videos like retro gaming reviews, collaborations, and everything else we do here concerning retro gaming nostalgia. With that in mind, guys, thank you once again for checking this out, and until next time, this has been Ryan from the Nostalgia Factor saying, keep on gaming.